Culture Matters is business advisory. Culture Matters is leadership. Culture Matters started when I was walking in a Barnes & Noble because I didn't have the answers. I was seeking leadership. I was looking for a vision. I was looking for information that could give me the confidence, the competence to be a better leader of my team at the time. And out of my periphery popped out this unbelievable book. It was the book that I needed to read at that time. It was the book that would end up changing the trajectory of my life. Now, to someone else, it may not be the book that's going to be changing the trajectory of their life. But for me at that time, the idea that the Container Store helped people get more organized and the 7 founding principles or the core values that the founder of that company at the time, Kip Tindall, said led to lower turnover, higher per capita per employee, a culture of service to its customers. That inspired me to think and to ask myself, what are my core values? What are our core values? What do we stand for? Why do we exist? And it was from that reading, from that thought process, from that inspiration that I sat down and came up with the core values. Now, it wasn't an easy street from there. It wasn't just talking about them with the team and everybody jumping up and down like the end of some perfect movie setting where everyone at the end is just jumping up and down and screaming hurrah. No, it was painful. It was embarrassing. It was a little boring and upsetting. It was a bit melodramatic when I shared all of my heart and all of my soul with the team that first time, what I thought our core values were, what I thought we stand for, and why I thought it mattered, and how it could potentially change the trajectory of our business and the trajectory of their lives. In fact, someone actually raised their hand and said something to the effect of, why are we in this meeting and what is the point of this? Can I please go back to work? But it was in that moment, right before I responded, that I think Culture Matters was born. When I thought, that makes sense. You have a point. Will you just give me an opportunity to share why these core values mean something to me and how I think they can help our company grow? And that person did give me a chance. They gave me a chance every day to talk about the core values, to put them to practice with each interaction with a customer. And it was the process of seeking knowledge, being in that bookstore, a place that I always felt safe when I didn't have the answers and I didn't know what to do and I wasn't living up to the expectations that came with my title, that came with the opportunity, that came with taking the risk. I was looking for guidance. I was looking for knowledge. I was looking for answers. I was looking for leadership, and I found it in a book that helped me find it myself. When I shared the core values with the team, and I had that moment to let the team down by not being open to the feedback and by not living the very values that were written down. This is what we stand for, and this is how we have to show up to our customer. What brought those core values to life was me actually sharing them with the team, being open to the feedback and wanting to teach and learn together in the trenches. What changed my life was seeing the actual results, was seeing behaviors change, adapt, evolve, was seeing the customer journey and customer experience become more clear and grow in a positive way. Seeing the results, seeing the growth, seeing the excitement and satisfaction helped me discover my calling. Now, that's advisory, consulting, teaching, working with small businesses, helping them become big businesses, working with founders, helping them mature into the role of CEO and or hire that strong leader to take the organization to the next level. What Culture Matters is today as a business and advisory firm, all the amazing people that we get to work with and the stories that are behind that, that all started with fear and trembling, anxiety, doubt in my own ability to show up and get to work and lead in a way that the title reflected. it started with that fear and that apprehension and that guilt and that shame. And it didn't end in the pursuit of knowledge or walking through that bookstore and getting the book and opening it up and hearing a story that gave me inspiration and hope and actual case studies of what to do and how to do it, that I took as a student full responsibility to implement at the time into my business. It was the spirit of mentorship and the spirit of the student-teacher relationship that I found in myself that day. Now, the core emphasis was culture, was core values, was behavior, was leadership. But that was the beginning of a journey that would bring me into studying the human condition, into studying business of all shapes and sizes, and studying cultures of all shapes and sizes, and all great leaders of all forms and fashions, and organizations of all sizes, and at different organizational life cycles, and so much more. But it all started with not knowing what to do and being uncertain, but pursuing knowledge, being the student, and reciprocating as the teacher with the team, and battling in the trenches together to find the answers. Seeing the value that core values can bring to a team, a workforce, and how they shape, and how they can shape the future of the organization.